Okay, good evening, everyone. This is Amy Burkett from the Bay Area, California, and I am honored and privileged to introduce to you our fearless leader, Kathy Helwig. She is a mom of two and a grandma of five. I have known her for over 10 years now, and she's a friend and a great mentor of mine. What I admire about her is that she climbed up, the Isogenics ladder to be one of the millionaires of the company. And of course, that's because she has helped so many people be successful with their health as well as their financial wellness. And of course, what I admire about her is that she is compassionate. She is passionate about what she does with people. She's very committed to each and every one of us so that we are successful in our health as well as in our business. And of course, she knows the tracks to run on, and that's why the training. So, Kathy,
thank you, Amy. I appreciate that. All right, well, welcome everybody. First thing I want to do though is acknowledge the BIA second place winner, and that's Teresa Morales and her husband Mario. Congratulations, Teresa. You want to share a little bit about the making of the video?
Sure. So Mario's really Mario's really good at videography. It's kind of one of his hobbies and passions he does for work. And so he had recorded one, and I told him, I was like, hey, I love BIA too. Like, let's record one of me and the craziness of kids and what happens and how it helps just kind of calm you down and refocus. And apparently, according to my toddler, I'm on timeout now. So, can you wait? Thank you. So anyway, we had fun. Kids were, we really need to put together a blooper reel of our oldest Ezekiel and all of the takes it took him to get the BIA to mommy and which color and which flavor, and oh my goodness, it was a lot of fun. So we were excited to win, and we have a lot of BIA coming. So we gotta have a BIA party.
Yeah.
How can we see this video? I want to see it.
We had posted it. I know it's on Facebook. I can get it onto the biz group, and then you guys can see
That'd
it.
be great. We'd like to see the bloopers too.
Yeah, I know. I need to get him. He's still working on school and stuff, so eventually a blooper reel will come out. But he mixes his own music and everything, so it was really fun.
Well, great. Well, we're really proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, congrats.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a win to share, Kathy.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
This is not my own personal win, but one of my personally enrolled. Her name is Judy, and she's an older woman and not really doing the business, but does share with whoever she runs across. And she recently became a consultant, and she buys every single month. She cycled 12 times.
Love it. Love it when that happens.
I know, she was pretty thrilled.
Yeah.
She's also a accountant, a CPA. So she was like calculating. She knew exactly what was going to happen.
So that's about a $600 win for her.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome. Anybody else want to share a win? All right, well then we will just, oh, who's that? Marcia? Or who?
I think it's
Daria has her hand
Daria.
raised.
but she is frozen.
Oh, she's frozen.
Daria.
There she is.
Yeah. But my, okay, I'll put it in the chat.
Okay, thanks.
Can you hear me now? No?
Yeah, we can hear you. You're frozen, but
Okay,
we
here
can hear you.
Okay, so I just was
No,
enrolling.
it's not working, Daria. What we're gonna do is have you put it in the chat, okay?
Okay,
Okay, thanks.
I was just enrolling my next.
Okay, Daria, it's not gonna work. We're gonna have you put it in the chat. Okay. Anyway, well, let's move forward. So tonight we thought it would be a really good idea. One of the first things that you want to do when you've got a brand new associate, somebody who's moved from preferred customer to associate, that's a win right there when you've got somebody doing that. But when they do that, you want to help them to create their 30-second story, the story that they're going to tell their friends, you know, the people on the top of their list. And you want them to really be comfortable with that story, be practiced at that story. But there's a template that you can use to help them to create that story. And I'm going to share that template right now. Okay, can you see this? All right, so I actually posted this template on the Biz group earlier today. So I recommend that you all just go there and download it and print it, because this is basically how you're going to draw it out. But tonight what we're going to do is we're going to talk about each piece of it, and you might even want to go ahead and fill it out as we're talking about it. But it's a real simple template. What you want to do is start with where you were with your health or your finances before Isagenix. Now, somebody share with me some of the things that they can say about that, where they were. Lynn, go ahead.
I'll do it. Yeah, I put down that I was plump, tired, and frustrated.
I'm frustrated about what?
Just because I had tried so many different things and I couldn't find anything that would help me lose the weight.
Great, so you want to make sure you include that.
Oh yeah, I thought you just wanted the three things.
Well, no, go ahead and share exactly what you would say.
Oh, you mean my whole story or just
that piece of it?
Oh, well, right now I just put down so I would say something like, before Isagenix, I was feeling plump, tired, and very frustrated because I tried so many things to lose weight that didn't work.
Okay, perfect. Good. Anybody else have another thing that they'd like to share?
Yeah, before Isagenix, I was tired all the time. I was unmotivated. I felt old, you know, and had a stubborn muffin top to top it off.
That muffin top, that darn old muffin top. Okay, good. Anybody else want to share?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, good. Hi. Before Isagenix, I was overworked, undernourished, dehydrated, and stressed out business owner.
Great. Yeah, if some of you don't know, Daria owned a flower shop. And yeah. So, and what I said was, before Isagenix, I needed a nap every afternoon and I wasn't sleeping well. My clothes were way too tight and I had a foggy brain. Okay, so that's just some ideas. We want your truth. So when you fill this out, put your truth there, okay? And then the next section is, I was introduced to Isagenix by. So you can say by a friend, you can say this friend's name, you can say, you know, by my mother-in-law, you know, whatever your truth is. Why is this important? Because we work in a word of mouth environment, right? So it helps people to understand that you didn't just go to the store and buy this, right? You actually were shared, this was shared by somebody that you knew, right?
You know, Kathy, I think this also gives credibility too, because I could say, you know, by one of my oldest and dearest friends who I trust, right? And I think that gives credibility to them wanting to try it as opposed to going to the store.
Right. Good. And then number 3, I've been on the products for. So how long have you been on the products? Maybe it's a couple months, maybe it's a couple years, maybe it's a decade. But you want to just say how long you've been on the program. Or what you could do is say within the first few months, or, you know, something like that. Because for me, I've been on the program 17 years. So what I might say instead is, gosh, within just the first few months, I released X number of pounds and like that. But however long you've been on the products. And then number 4, as a result, I am now. Now, this is the key piece. This is the results piece. This is where you want to say, and you might even, your results might also reflect where you were at before. For instance, you know, I was taking a nap every afternoon, but now my energy is, you know, through the roof, whatever. So who wants to share this piece? Anybody?
I'll do it.
Great, Lynn.
I'll do it. As a result, I am now down 40 pounds, full of energy, and I'm excited to have found a lifestyle program that works.
Great. So you combined 4 and 5. Or did you? Or
no.
was that?
No.
Okay. Okay, good. All right. Who else wants to share that number 4?
I can say that as a result, I am now fueling my body every day with the best nutrition for 10 years. At least
So-
1, if not 2 meals a day.
So you're fueling your body, but what's the result of that? How are you feeling?
Oh, I don't have the crazy brain that used to tell me to eat the foods that weren't good for me. My cravings have gone. My cravings are gone. My mood is better. I'm really proud of myself for taking care of my health.
Awesome.
I could add to that too.
Yeah.
As a result, now I've been down 20 pounds, kept it off, and I haven't had a flu since I got started on this program. I can't remember the last time I've had a flu, and I feel like that's kind of timely right now.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's important to talk about your immune system right now. So that's good.
But is that compliant to say the actual thing?
Well, I'm not saying I just say I haven't had the flu. So
Yeah.
I'm not making any medical claims. You know, I could say coincidentally, I haven't had the flu. So that's another way to probably say it more compliantly.
Yeah. All right. Who else? Anybody else want to share?
Yes, as a result, I have more energy. I've lost my muffin top, lost 20 pounds and kept it off. I feel like I'm in my 30s and I am very active with my kids, you know, going skiing, hiking, and running with them.
And you run marathons.
Yes.
Did you run marathons before Isogenics?
Nope, I wasn't exercising before Isogenics.
So that's really important for you to say,
Mhm,
because that's huge.
Yeah, yeah, I didn't like to
He's in the
exercise.
background going, that's a big deal. She needs to talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have any energy to exercise, so.
Yeah. And mine is, and as a result, I'm now at my perfect weight and size 4. My energy lasts all day long and I sleep like a baby through the night. And I feel like I've reversed the aging process. So, you know, at my age, that's going to, you know, the people that I might be talking to, that's going to be important. So,
And you look like you've reversed the aging process. I've known you for a long time, and there's some pictures of you and I 20 years ago. You look younger now. I think we both do.
we do. I'll take that.
You know, one other thing I wanted to say about this story, I think it really is important that we have these key things down and practice them, But I think also we want to know who we're talking to. So if we're talking to a skinny person, like if I'm talking to a skinny person, then I'm going to talk more about my immune system. I'm going to talk more about my energy. I might talk about how workouts are easier, how Eddie, swam a mile, trained for it in 3 weeks, was able to swim a mile. Those are things I might share. But if someone is overweight, then I might be talking about that. With the coronavirus being such a scare, I'm basically just letting people know, I feel great. And I think this is my secret, which I don't want to keep as a secret.
Right. And so Madeline, while we're on that subject, on number 5, what would you say, I now feel or I now believe?
Oh yeah, I now believe everyone needs to have these products in their body. I mean, there is nothing like this,
Mhm.
with the trace minerals and all the amazing things. We all need a boost, and there's no better time than right now.
Yeah, so you might tighten that up a little bit, because remember, we're keeping this to 30 seconds. And so, yeah, just tighten it up.
I will.
Yeah. So, and that the I believe piece can also change a little bit. Now I cannot not tell people, that's what I say about it, because everyone deserves to feel their best, right? So just, come up with how you would say that. And, one thing that you might say, because one of the things you might be doing is calling somebody up who is somebody could benefit from this and you care about them. And you call them up and say, hey, I got something I want to share with you. I just started this program, a couple months ago. And I tell you, before I started it, and my friend so-and-so shared this program with me. And I've been on the products, like I said, for a couple of months. And I tell you, how I feel now is, blank. And I thought of you. I thought this would be something that you'd want to know about for yourself. So that might be the tag for you. When somebody knows that you care enough about them to share something like that, they sit up and listen, right? So let's talk a little bit about now. Well, does anybody on the call want to share their story or ask questions, maybe get some coaching on how to do their story? I'm going to stop sharing so that I can see everybody. All right, so, well then let's go on and let's talk about the importance of helping your team members to refine their story. The first time we write it out is probably not going to be the most excellent way to say it, right? And when somebody writes it and then says it, it can sound totally different, right? So it's so important to practice it and practice it and practice it. But as they're practicing with you, you don't want them to just go off on their own and write it and lay it out and practice it. You want to be working with them. And you want to, share what's great about it and share what could be tweaked about it, right? So have them tweak it where they need to, practice it again, might need to be tweaked again, practice it again. Some people might get a little too wordy with it, and then you want to kind of condense it a little bit. Some people might not be saying enough, and so you want to have them elaborate. So there's lots of things that you want to do with that person when you're working with them, and to really refine their story so that when they go out there and they're sharing with people, they're picking up the phone and calling people, you want them to be so confident about it that that they're their authentic self about it. They don't feel like they have to read a script or anything like that. They've got it. And when that happens, man, they're powerful. So who would like to share anything about that whole process? So everybody's got it. All right, well, gee, that's all I got.
I mean, I'll share a little bit. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, been glitching. Because I was looking through kind of my story now, because Isagenix have been in, I realized my mom introduced it to us like 15 years ago. So our family, I mean, I've grown up with Isagenix, so I don't really have too much before, but I look at my journey kind of through Isagenix and going from, different stages of needing, performance for training, or, now with the kids, I have a goal of not carrying over any pregnancy weight. So that's kind of so kind of looking at my story kind of in new light now, because I mean, I had my 30-second, but it needs tweaking. So I think it's good to look and see where things can change and how our situations change, and
Mhm.
and yeah, but it's neat to see. I was calculating things out, and it really is. It's fun to have a legacy company like this. So I'm
Yeah.
excited to work that into my story.
Well, and like Madeline was saying, it depends on who you're talking to, that you want to be tweaking your story a little bit. But another thing that's really important, not only knowing your story, but knowing other people's stories, because you might not be able to relate at all to the person that you're talking to because of what their issues are. But if you have other people's stories, you can share those, and where you would find those, go to ISA FYI, and they always do stories in ISA FYI with all sorts of different types of testimonies, from performance to energy to weight loss to 100-pound weight loss to, I mean, there's just all kinds of them. So that would be a good homework assignment for all of us, to go to ISA FYI and really get familiar with some of those stories, so that it's like an arsenal that you have in your back pocket of stories that you can just pull out and go, oh my gosh, that sounds just like my friend Kim, who blah, blah, blah. So that's your assignment. Your call to action for tonight is to gather stories. Madeline.
One more thing. Let's not forget about the wealth story.
Absolutely.
So there's several of us here that instead of, us being on lockdown and not getting a paycheck, we are not only getting a steady paycheck, but I'm going to say, if you guys are all having the same experience I am, my paycheck went up these last few weeks because everybody is stockpiling shakes and immune and all those things. So that's another cool thing is, we get paid. we get paid to share what we love.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because, Sharon, who's on the call right now, in her first few months, she made, I think it was like close to $800, wasn't it, Sharon? You don't even know. I think it was something like that. And that is nothing to be shy about. That's something that you can really share with people. So whether you've made $500, $300, to some people, an extra $300 a month can make all the difference in the world, right? So you want to absolutely share what's possible for them. And ask them, is that something, how would that make a difference in your life if you had an extra $300 or $500 a month? And if they're responding with, man, it would make a huge difference, then you can say, you know what, I'd love to share more about this then, because I think you could really benefit from it, both with your health and your finances. So. Right.
Kathy, we had talked earlier today too about us sharing people where they can go for more training if they want more training. Do you want to talk more about that?
Yeah. So one of the main things when you've got a brand new associate, you want to start getting them trained. And of course, the first thing is to teach them how to share their story. And this document, you want to keep this document that I uploaded in the business group. Keep it in your documents on your computer so that you have easy access to it. So that's one thing. You want to teach them how to create a list of people who, how was it that Laura Stevens worded it today? Can't remember. But people who you have influence with, make a list of 10, 15, 20 people who could benefit. Daria.
She called it her head table, like at your wedding. Who would be in your wedding party? Who would be those 20 people that you would go to with good and the bad? Those
Yes.
First 20 people, her head table.
Okay, good. Thank you, Daria. So making their list, that's key. But we've got tons of training in the back office of foreverpack.com. And all you have to do is log in. You log in with we're all lowercase letters, foreverpack, no spaces, is the username. And the password is one team. The number one team, all lowercase. Go into that back office. There's videos, there's resources, there's documents, there's just all kinds of great training. And you just start from the beginning, because that's really what you need.
And Kathy, just to throw in the idea, don't eat the whole elephant. You're not going to be able to put it in your mouth. Take one little step and have it be fun for yourself. I know for me, it's like if it feels like homework, I don't want to do it, right? But if I'm going to have something that I might get from it, like either do it and then give yourself something fun afterwards, or just have fun with it. Sing while you're doing it. I don't know. I'm just saying, have it be a tiny little piece that you take, you have it in your hand, you can feel it and smell it, and and work with it a little bit. Don't think you have to do it all, because if you have one of those little morsels, those are gems. All that will translate into what you say to people and how you're being. So keep it fun.
Right. And you don't want to confuse anybody with it too. A confused mind won't do anything, right? And you always want to help people to know, here's what's next. Just go do this. You don't have to do this whole thing. Sharon, let's see, let me unmute you. Where are you?
There you go. Thank you. What was that location for that again?
Foreverpack.com. Pack is spelled P-A-K.
What was the one? What was the one with it?
The username is foreverpack, all lowercase, no spaces, and the password is one team.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Any other questions? Any other comments?
I have a comment. I don't know if I had to log off and get back on. My computer was funny, but I just wanted to make sure you heard what I was going to share. I was enrolling somebody. That's why I was about 3 minutes late.
Oh,
I'm very excited.
awesome.
My neighbor who kind of said, hey, that group you're with, do they have protein? So
Do we have protein?
do they have just protein? So she's 80 and she enrolled with 1 canister of Isopro, and I made this suggestion of, snacks, and so she got 1 can of Isopro and 1 can of Whey Thins. So
That's a good start.
yes.
Carolyn, you had your hand up. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm working with IME right now on my my 3-minute story, but now I'm trying to understand. I will work on the 3-minute one, but I'm trying to understand how would I flex with somebody, or how do I know which one to choose when I'm talking with someone?
Well, so sometimes it's just intuition. Sometimes they've already told you something. Because a good question to ask them is, if you could change anything about your health, what would it be? Sometimes you can just tell. just by looking at them. You're always safe with somebody who's tired all the time. You know, that's kind of a typical complaint.
Yeah.
But it's really out of asking questions and just really having the intuition.
Okay.
And if it's somebody that you know, you pretty much already know what their complaints have been.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's a good question.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions? All right. Well, we are just on time then. And I'll let you, yeah, I mean.
Just a reminder for everybody, like it's about maybe 4 weeks for the Crystal Director Weekend, just in case you
The Crystal Director deadline?
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, thank you, Amy.
May 17.
Yeah, and it can be done. You need 4 consultants for Crystal Director, right?
What date was that?
Or was it 6 consultants?
6
It's not
consultants.
6 consultants.
6
It's 4 more.
May 17.
May 17th?
May 17th.
Great,
Okay.
thank you. All right, well, everybody have a blessed week. Stay well, stay safe, stay home, and wear your masks if you do have to go out. And just know that I love you and I'm rooting for you. Have a blessed week.
Thank
Thank you, Kathy.
Good night.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome.